The following program contains scenes which some viewers may find disturbing.
This is Anglia 1, the emergency air ambulance of East Anglia. Crewed by a pilot and 2 advanced trauma medics, it responds to the most critical call-outs, often landing in remote and difficult sites. When every second counts, the helicopter speed may mean the difference between life and death.
Blood pressure 139.
The medics also work on the front line in emergency land vehicles. And the skills of these dedicated men and women have saved countless lives.
That's flashed. Okay, that'll do for me.
We're shadowing them as they take care of East Anglia's 5 million residents.
Okay, on the way. Got a job. No air in the stomach.
On today's show, a football player could lose his foot if paramedics don't act fast.
Alright, that is going like hell.
What is?
On my leg.
Your leg, it will do, buddy. Right.
A learner driver mistakes the accelerator for the brake, causing a crash that's just the beginning of her instructor's nightmare.
All down my spine and my chest out the front.
And a tanker driver is peppered with shattered glass after a nasty collision.
The ladder hit the wing mirror straight through the glass and covered us all and hit her in the face.
It's another early morning start for the crew of Anglia 1 on the helipad at Norwich Airport. Paramedics Damon Wedden and Ray McAllister are handling the emergencies today, along with pilot A.D. Love. They don't know it yet, but today the emergency hotline won't stop ringing, and they've already got their first shout.
Oh, a tanker or something, isn't it?
It's a car versus a tanker. I hope it's not sewage. Because you're in the back. I may have to pull rank.
The call is a road traffic accident involving a large tanker. They hope it's not carrying anything noxious. In 2006, 91 delivery drivers were killed, and a whopping total of nearly 8,500 were injured in on-road accidents. So without knowing any details, the paramedics have to be prepared for the worst.
Car versus a milk tanker, one female carriage with a head injury.
As soon as they arrive, Ray makes his way to the road to find the patient. The Norfolk Fire and Rescue Service is already on scene. It's not a sewerage truck, but a milk tanker parked at the side of the road. It's been in a collision with a pickup truck. The side window is completely smashed in. The tanker driver and her passenger are calming their nerves.
I'm the passenger in the lorry, this one.
He got glass in his eye and a mirror coming and smacked at the top.
Okay, no problem at all. Are you happy sitting down?
Yeah. Well, I was stopped.
You stopped, so you were stationary.
I have to stop here because we have to move out in the road because otherwise the mirrors catch the bushes off.
So you'd stopped?
Yeah.
The truck had come down this road with the ladder 3/4 out of the back, facing the obviously driver's side. Just come straight through, and the ladder hit the wing mirror straight through the glass and covered us all and hit her in the face.
So you're okay, but
on my eyes.
I think you've just got a bit of glass. If you look in the moat, the glass is
we'll sort that out, not a problem at all.
Glass.
It might be a good idea
Scratching my back and everything.
to very gently.
Take it all off.
Yes.
I want to take it off in case that made a scratch. And
No, because what I want to do, but we'll shake it and don't rub anything at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
In an impact like this, glass fragments will fly into face, hair and clothing.
Yeah.
Let's get this off first of all.
Modern car windows are made of toughened safety glass, which is designed to break into thousands of tiny pieces when smashed.
I untucked myself out.
While this limits the danger of being cut, the small glass fragments can cause injuries if embedded in the eyes, nose or mouth.
Give it a shake, because it's all falling out. Because all you're going to have is a lot too superficial.
Ray uses a simple yet effective technique, but it involves getting up close and personal.
Hang on.
Don't worry. It's a paramedic. My boyfriend.
No, I'm doing this purely as a medical. That's my excuse. Do you want to just undo your hair and just get as much of that glass off as possible?
More down your back and the neck.
All right. Now what I'm going to do is very gently. I'm not going to just so we get all that glass off.
I feel really important today.
Yes, makeup, hair. How's that? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Are you all off? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. It's just little sort of
Right, we can clean that little cut up because there's only a little cut on the nose there. It's not going to affect it at all, all right?
As long as they still look beautiful, I don't mind.
Ray briefs the rapid response paramedic who's just arrived on scene.
Road. Chap coming down the road with, see the fall before there?
Okay.
With these ladders sort of protruding.
Slightly.
And the ladder has protruded and hit the windscreen, and and glass is basically shattered. We've just really de-glassed her because she was covered in it and she was glistening quite nicely. Cut there, fit, healthy lady. Chapman says,
Oh, the passenger, yeah.
we just give them a clean up of your vehicle. All right, well, I'll get your hand. We'll get you clean up.
Damon has checked out the other driver, who's shaken up but unhurt.
He's absolutely fine. He's absolutely fine. No injury. It's just the ladders pinged into the side.
It could have been much worse. It's a lucky escape for the tanker driver and her partner, and a lesson for the other driver that ladders and other long loads must be secured safely away from oncoming traffic. Anglia 1 is no longer needed, so the team returned to Norwich Airport to wait for their next call-out. On average, the team fly to 4 incidents a day, so they have to stay constantly alert. While they're waiting for the next call to come through, Damon takes the opportunity to check supplies and restock the drugs.
So it's basically just doing day-to-day housekeeping, really.
The medics of Anglia 1 carry over 30 different types of drugs to treat emergencies, from asthma and allergies to childbirth and cardiac arrest. Each drug has a different shelf life and has to be regularly checked.
It's really important that we carry a lot of stores, and so we can resupply really quickly. Otherwise, we could potentially do one job, be absolutely trashed because we've used everything. We come back, we've got spare bags here that we can just grab and go.
Having resupplied his drugs bag, Damon takes the next call from ambulance control.
At Sizewell, in the Sizewell.
It's just as well as restocked, as an array of medication will soon be urgently needed.
Cheers then.
It's another road traffic accident, and again, only sketchy details have come through. The team have to be airborne within a few minutes, so the paramedics and pilot race to get ready.
It's an RTA, 2 girls injured by the beach at Sizewell. That's all we know at the moment, and I think they've got a car going to it as well as us.
The crew are flying 73 kilometres to the village of Sizewell on the Suffolk coast. En route, they fly close to the distinctive white dome of Sizewell B, the nuclear power station.
It's close enough for you? Yeah, that's plenty.
After touchdown, Ray is met by a police officer who briefs him on the accident.
Quite sharp back pain, chest pain.
A lesson has gone horribly wrong for a learner driver who was at the wheel when the car slammed into a tree. Bumping against the curb, she hit the accelerator instead of the brake, losing control and crashing her instructor friend's car. Worse still, while the learner has escaped with minor injuries, the instructor is trapped in the passenger seat, suffering neck and back pain. Police have advised her not to move until paramedics can assess her.
Hello, I'm Ray. It looks a bit exciting, but we just happen to be in the area. Right, can I come in here for a second? Right. Got a good strong pulse?
Good.
You're wearing your seatbelt?
Yeah.
Okay, and where's that pain? Is it in your lower back, upper back?
It's all down my spine and my chest at the front. Here.
While a police officer keeps her head stable, Ray starts to check her over, but it's difficult to examine her while she's in the car.
So just say yes or no, it really starts to hurt, yeah?
It's tender.
Just about there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and it just starts about there, is it?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
A rapid response paramedic arrives to help treat the patients.
Oh, how you doing? This lady's obviously going to need to go on a board because she's got quite bad back pain.
Her back must be kept absolutely straight, so they may need to take her out on a spinal board. This means the roof will have to be cut off. A driving lesson has become a nightmare neither will forget.
Okay, how's that? How's your hips, yeah?
Even a relatively low-speed impact can be fatal. A collision with a tree at 65 kilometres an hour can have the same impact on the body as a 15-metre fall. Damon is looking after the learner driver, who's sitting in another car. She's shaken up, but she's walked away from the crash with minor pains.
We've got 2 female casualties, passenger and driver. They've come around the corner and by all accounts they lost it. The driver's got out, managed to walk down to the end there. She's got a bit of chest discomfort from the seatbelt and a little bit of lower thoracic pain, but is okay, and my other colleague is now checking her out. This lady here's got some central neck pain from what I can ascertain, and we're probably just precautionary, we're going to cut the roof once the fire service get here and take her out in a nice straight line, so it's going to get a bit noisy in a minute when they all turn up.
Back in the passenger seat, the instructor has put in a collar to protect her delicate spinal column. When the roof is cut off, she'll need to be kept as still as possible. If she has a neck or back injury, sudden movements could make any injuries worse.
So what we're going to do, we'll put a little bit of bits and pieces on to get your blood pressure and see what that's like going on, and then we'll get you out.
Okay.
The fire and rescue service has been called, so Damon and Ray get ready for the extrication.
Well, I'll go and get some helmets and some monitoring. The immobilisation kit's coming over. We've got one girl who's the driver.
Yeah.
I've assessed her. She's got some chest pain.
Yeah.
And a seatbelt mark, and a little bit of lower thoracic pain, okay?
Right, okay.
No neck pain, she's been moving freely. I'm happy to leave her currently, and maybe Andy, maybe sort her out if we've got nothing else coming. Okay, you ever had your blood pressure done before?
Yeah, I work in the hospital.
Oh, of course, right, yeah. So you happy for us to do that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to take your oxygen saturations as well.
A probe is put on the woman's finger to measure her heart rate and how much oxygen is in the blood. Monitoring blood oxygen is another way of checking a patient's condition.
Okay. So that's 100, that's cool.
The Suffolk Fire and Rescue Service arrive with their specialist cutting equipment. Ray continually reassures the woman, keeping her calm. The top of her car is about to be sliced open while she's still in it.
So the plan is I'll get one of the firemen to chop, 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 chop. Roof peels off like a peel off thing. Board goes down the back of you, and then what we do is we slide straight out.
Guys, you got any eye protection for the young lady, the passenger for us, before you?
She's given safety goggles to protect her eyes from flying glass when the windscreen is removed. The ambulance crew arrive and Damon briefs them. The patients are stable, so there's no need to fly them. The ambulance will be taking both women to hospital. The fire officers use high-powered hydraulic cutting equipment to bite through the metal structure of the car. Incredibly, it takes just minutes to slice away the roof and its reinforced supports. The car is now well and truly wrecked, but at least she's still intact. They prepare the board which will support her back.
And then what we do is we move this out so we keep it as fat as possible, yeah?
Suddenly, Damon and Ray have another call-out on their hands. There's another emergency less than 4 kilometres away, so Damon leaves the scene of the disastrous driving lesson in Ray's hands and heads off in the rapid response car.
I'll take this and then...
You go and save that ankle, mate.
Oh, you can have this. I don't think I need that.
Just go.
Coming up, Damon treats a footballer who's crushed his ankle. The bone is jutting out and there's a danger he'll lose his foot. He's in agony and Damon has to act fast.
Oh, that is hurting like hell.
What is?
On my leg.
Your leg, it will do, buddy.
National Geographic Channel presents dramatic new evidence that could explain one of history's greatest mysteries. Stonehenge Decoded, Sunday at 8.
In a recent survey, MoneySupermarket.com was #1 for saving you money on your car insurance. We're #1 because we compare more quotes than anyone else to help you get the best price.
That's the car insurance sorted. What's next?
Whatever you're looking for, MoneySupermarket.com compares the market in seconds to get you the best deal. MoneySupermarket.com, the price comparison site.
The new Dulux Paint Pot. Painting just got easier. Because of Ferdinand Magellan and the demands of the ancient pharaohs. Because of the Orient Express and QE2. Because traveling used to be more glamorous than any destination could ever be. That's why Emirates offers you first-class private suites on all our newest aircraft. Long-haul air travel is an absolute pleasure. Fly Emirates to 6 continents.
With HSBC's International Premier service, you can manage all your HSBC bank accounts online simultaneously. So international transfers are effortless. HSBC Premier helps you get more out of the world from the world's local bank.
Most people would use it for salad preparation.
Right, yeah.
Or preparing vegetables before you cook them. To give you an example, if you've got something like carrots, now you've carrots, celery,
A brand new series, SAS Down Under, Tuesday at 9 on National Geographic Channel.
Paramedics Damon Wedden and Ray McAllister had been at a road traffic accident in Suffolk. A woman with neck pain has been cut out of her car after a learner driver crashes into a tree. But just as the roof is removed, another urgent call comes in from ambulance control. Damon is now rushing to the scene of a footballing accident.
Oh no, it's a little bit further on, yeah, I know, yeah, it's the big sports centre, yeah. Okay, we're on site, yeah, we're on site. Cheers, mate, bye.
A weekend footballer attempted a flying header, but came crashing to earth on his ankle.
Okay, yeah, what actually happened?
It's a stomach-turning injury.
I put my foot down and...
You jumped, did you?
Yeah, jumped and come down, just went like that inside.
So right, so it was landing, it wasn't an actual tackle as such, so you landed on it and went over?
The man is in agony. Damon urgently needs to give him pain relief.
The good news is we've got lots of drugs. The bad news is at the moment we haven't got any vehicles. So I'm on the air ambulance and we've landed just down the road on a road traffic accident. Yeah. So when that clears, I'm going to propose that it comes and lands here and we take you to a hospital. Okay? Are you still in the middle of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would abandon that if I were you chaps.
It seems the extreme pain hasn't dulled the patient's sense of humour.
Right, buddy. Have you ever had gas and air before? Yeah. You have? Well, have you broken anything in the past?
No, when my wife had a baby, I had to suck on gas and air.
So it wasn't for anything, it wasn't for any medical reason then, mate? No. You suck on this like you would draw on a straw, okay? Yeah. Makes a big noise, you will feel a bit woozy, it's like having a few beers, okay?
He's given Entonox, a mixture of half oxygen and half nitrous oxide, known as laughing gas. It's a short-term painkiller and it works fast.
Really deep breaths, long deep breaths, okay?
Put a strap on your arm now.
While Damon organises where Anglia 1 will land, the paramedic puts a cannula needle into the footballer's arm, so any other required painkillers can be delivered directly into the bloodstream.
Right guys, the air ambulance is coming, so it's probably going to land there, okay? So
when the helicopter lands, safety is the absolute priority. Damon has to make sure the field is cleared of the growing crowd of onlookers.
Anyone that's not connected really, as when it comes, we need you away guys, because it's obviously quite dangerous, yeah?
Oh, that is hurting like hell.
What is?
My leg.
Your leg, it will do, buddy.
Damon gets ready to give him morphine, a stronger painkiller that will have a longer lasting effect.
Yeah, it'll make you feel a bit sort of woozy. What it does, it's a really good pain relief, and it will take away the pain. Help take away the pain.
Does, because that's killing me.
Yeah, it'll take about, the peak onset is about 20 minutes, but it starts working straight away.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give you another drug, because we need to straighten that.
How many drugs do I want?
You're going to get loads today, mate. It's your lucky day. I'm going to give you another strong drug called ketamine, okay?
Ketamine is a powerful painkiller like morphine, but it will also sedate the patient. It's such a potent drug that only doctors or advanced paramedics like the Anglia 1 crew can carry it. Once again, the jokes seem to be flowing along with the medication.
Because your leg is so angulated, we need to cut that off and straighten it, okay?
I'll cut my leg off.
Not cut your leg off. So who's making the wisecracks now? Not today, you don't get your leg cut off today. We need to cut your boot off and all the rest of it, okay? The easiest way to do that with the least amount of pain is if we sort of make you a little bit out of it, okay? Yeah. If we said that 0 was no pain at all, and 10 was the worst pain you could ever imagine, give me a figure between...
7.
It's 7 at the moment, is it? What was it was worse, mate?
9.
About a 9.
Anglia 1 has cleared the scene of the previous car crash. The 2 women involved are safely on their way to A&E by ambulance, so the helicopter's now free to fly the footballer to hospital.
Should we just have everyone away now, guys? Yeah. Just have everyone away if that's all right, because we're going to have to... Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, mate, yeah.
As Anglia 1 is getting closer, Damon gives the man a first dose of ketamine. The ankle is too painful to touch without it, and ketamine is used because it works almost instantly.
How do you feel? Just woozy-woozy?
Oh, yeah, definitely woozy.
With the drug taking effect, Damon can now gently start to cut away the footballer's boot. Because the ankle is such a strong, stable joint, it needs a lot of force to displace it. This means a dislocation usually goes together with a nasty fracture.
You okay?
An ambulance crew has arrived to assist the medics.
All right, B. Right. I think he's fractured dislocation, as you can probably see. Can you wiggle your toes for me? Excellent.
He checks for nerve damage by assessing how much sensation is left on the foot below the injured ankle.
Touch you under here. Yeah. Okay, and here?
He must also find out whether the deformed foot has a blood supply, so he feels for a pulse.
Okay, mate, you've got a really nasty leg here, okay? And you're going to have to go to Ipswich Hospital, okay? We are going to have to roll you on your back and put it on the splint, in the splint, which is potentially going to cause you some problems. So we're going to get you fully juiced up. I just want to make sure he's pain-free at the moment, so I'm happy to lose the oxygen and get him back on Entonox for a bit. I'm actually going to give him a bit more ketamine. Yeah.
The man's had a cocktail of painkillers. Only now can Damon start to move the foot.
Yeah, he's going brilliantly. Okay, right, splint ready, okay? Okay, on move, ready, set, move. Splint in.
A padded box splint is used to cushion and protect the ankle.
Brilliant. Because he's not... Okay. I've got gloves on, so can you just go for a pedal pulse for me? Okay.
Damon checks once again for a pulse. If he can't find one, it means there's no blood supply and the man is in danger of losing his foot. Damon will then have to pull the bone back into place, but it's a risky procedure on a muddy football field.
Have you got one?
Yeah.
No. Okay. No?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a faint one up here.
There is a pulse, but it's faint, and it could mean the injury is dangerously restricting the blood supply.
Pulse there. Okay, right. I'll take the leg.
The best way to save this foot now is to get him into hospital, where he can be seen by orthopaedic surgeons.
And just roll it. We'll just roll in this side. Yeah. I'm in.
He's wrapped up warmly and secured onto the stretcher.
Okay, how are you feeling? Strange. Okay.
Although he's heavily sedated, Damon wants him to stay alert so he can monitor him.
Yeah. I don't know where I am.
You're not sure where you are?
No.
Okay. Where do you think you are?
Social club.
Good boy. Okay, that'll do for me. Let's get him on then.
The patient and crew get a heartfelt send-off from the crowd, who seem to enjoy the medical drama more than the football. Anglia 1 takes off for the 15-minute journey to the Ipswich Hospital. He's put onto a stretcher and taken straight into the A&E department. The drugs may be wearing off, but the jokes show no sign of abating.
That stuff you give me, mate, that was like I was away with the fairies. I was in Lala.
You were?
You were in Lala.
You told him twice you loved him.
With intentional. You're a barrel of laugh, you're a real barrel of laugh.
You do have to have a bit of sense of humour, really. Ready, set and move.
Still in high spirits, he's moved onto a hospital trolley.
Just break the scoop. Watch that foot there.
Dr. David Lewis is the consultant in charge of the department today. He'll decide whether the man needs an operation, but first the ankle must be straightened.
Well, we're going to x-ray it, but what we need to do first is to pull it straight, then we're going to put it in a cast, and then we'll get you around for an x-ray and we'll look at what the damage is.
You keep talking to me, alright?
Okay, buddy.
The man is given more ketamine to get him ready for his foot being pulled. Without it, the pain will be unbearable. As they wait for it to take effect, Damon spots the paramedic who brought the car crash passengers into the same hospital earlier on.
How's that lady? All right?
Yeah, good. Just got off the board. There was a bit of a wait here, but she's off. She seems fine. So good. Good, mate.
It's been around 90 minutes since the accident, and now it's the critical moment. With expertise, Dr. Lewis carefully manipulates the foot back into place.
Deep breaths, come on. Nice deep breaths.
There we go. That was better.
Happy to carry on?
It must now urgently be set. If left alone, the bones can easily slip out of place again, and more damage will be done.
Well done, Sparky. Done well there, buddy.
The medical technician works quickly to plaster the leg before the effect of the sedative wears off. Once the plaster's dried, his foot will then be x-rayed to see what damage has been done. He'll find out later if he needs to go to theatre for an operation. As the light is beginning to fade, Damon and Ray need to head back to Norwich Airport in Anglia 1. They leave the patient to rest after his ordeal.
Good man.
It's the end of a busy shift for the paramedics, but there's one job that still needs to be done. The helicopter must be put safely into its hangar for the night. The speed of the air ambulance and the skill of the paramedics helped several patients today. The tanker driver had a few cuts and bruises, but suffered no other injuries from the crash. The woman cut out of the car wreck did not have a spinal injury after all. Although her car was ruined, she was sent home from hospital that same night and is now completely recovered. The footballer did need an operation to fix his broken ankle. He was in plaster for 6 weeks, but is recovering well. So far, he's steering clear of the football pitch.
Don't miss Stonehenge Decoded, a massive new documentary on Sunday night at 8. Stay tuned for more life or death drama in Medics.